Welcome to Relaxed Reddit Readings. Today we have 4 Reddit stories for you. Reddit stories that made me question everything. Story 1. My wife has been fake sleeping for months. So my wife has been fake sleeping for months and I'm losing my mind over it. I'm 21, she's 22, and we've been married for 3 years now. Our relationship is honestly amazing, she's funny, beautiful, charming, and I have almost zero complaints about our marriage. But here's the thing that's driving me absolutely crazy. For the past 6 months, every single morning when I wake up, I catch her on her phone. She never notices I'm awake, but I can clearly see her scrolling through social media or texting someone. Now normally, this wouldn't be a big deal at all, right? People check their phones in the morning, whatever. But here's where it gets weird. Whenever I try to wake her up or talk to her, she pretends to be fast asleep. Like, full-on fake sleeping. Heavy breathing, the whole performance. It's become this daily routine where I know she's awake, she knows I know she's awake, but we're both playing this bizarre game. I've tried everything. I've gently shaken her shoulder, called her name softly, even made noise around the bedroom hoping she'd just naturally wake up and we could start our day together. But nope, she maintains this sleeping act until she decides on her own timeline to miraculously wake up. The thing is, I don't understand why she's doing this. Are we not getting enough alone time? Is she avoiding morning conversations with me? Is she talking to someone she doesn't want me to know about? My mind starts racing with all these possibilities. I finally decided to bring it up because the pretending was starting to affect how we communicate as a couple. I asked her, as gently as possible, to please stop fake sleeping because I knew she was awake and it was making me feel like she was avoiding me or hiding something. Well, that conversation did not go the way I expected. She got really defensive and said I was being controlling and paranoid. She claimed she wasn't fake sleeping and that maybe I was just imagining things or misreading the situation. But I know what I've been seeing every morning for 6 months straight. She then turned it around on me and said I was being creepy for watching her sleep, which honestly hurt because that's not what this is about at all. I just want honest communication with my wife. Now she's giving me the cold shoulder and acting like I'm the problem here. Some of our friends think I should just let it go and that it's not worth fighting about, but others say I have a right to expect honesty from my spouse about something this basic. I mean, we're married, why can't we just be real with each other about being awake in the morning? Am I actually being controlling here, or is this as weird as I think it is? If you're enjoying these stories, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which story you relate to the most. Story 2. My friend's husband won't pick up his own kid. So I just discovered something about my friend's marriage that has me absolutely floored, and now I'm wondering if I'm about to become the bad guy in this situation. My friend started a new job this year, and since our kids go to the same school, I've been picking up her son and bringing him to my house until she gets off work and can come get him. Honestly, I didn't mind helping out at all, that's what friends do, right? But last Friday, she asked me to drop her boy off at home with her husband instead of keeping him at my place. I was like, oh cool, he didn't have to work today. And what she told me next just blew my mind. Apparently, her husband only works 3 days a week, Monday through Wednesday. 3 days. So I asked the obvious question, why doesn't he pick up his own son on the days he's off work? Her answer made my jaw drop. She said, and I quote, that those are his rest days and he doesn't want to be bothered with pickup duties. Rest days? From what exactly? The man works 3 days a week and apparently thinks Thursday and Friday are sacred rest periods where he can't be expected to parent his own child. Meanwhile, his wife is working a full-time job, and I'm picking up the slack on her husband's supposed rest days. I'm sorry, but since when is being a parent something you get to take a break from twice a week? This whole situation has me seeing red because I feel like I'm enabling this guy's lazy parenting. Here's my dilemma though. I'm thinking about telling my friend that I can't pick up her son on Thursdays and Fridays anymore since her husband is literally sitting at home available to do it himself. But I'm worried this might put her in a tough spot with her new job if she suddenly has to leave early or figure out alternative arrangements. On the other hand, why should I be doing this man's job as a father? It's not like he's working those days, he's just choosing not to parent because he's decided those are his personal rest days. The more I think about it, the more it bothers me. What message does this send to their kid? That daddy can't be bothered to pick him up from school because he's too busy resting from his grueling 3-day work week? And what about his wife who's juggling a new full-time job while her husband treats fatherhood like a part-time gig? I want to help my friend, but I also don't want to be an enabler in this dysfunctional dynamic. Would I be wrong to tell her that her husband needs to step up on his days off? Story 3. My ex-wife had a secret $50,000 fund while I worked 80-hour weeks. So 5 years ago I discovered something that completely destroyed my marriage and changed how I view relationships forever. I divorced my ex-wife when I found out she had a secret emergency fund, and before you think that sounds reasonable, let me explain why this was so devastating. At the time, she was laid off and I was killing myself working 60 to 80 hours a week just to keep up with our bills. I'm talking exhausted, stressed out, barely sleeping, missing time with our kids because I thought we were financially struggling and on the verge of disaster. Every month was a juggling act of which bills to pay first, and I was breaking my back trying to keep us afloat. The whole time, I believed we were in this together, that we were both sacrificing and struggling to make ends meet. Then I discovered the truth: she had squirreled away around $50,000 in a private account, and she was still adding to it while I was working myself into the ground. $50,000. While I was having panic attacks about mortgage payments and grocery bills, she was secretly building a nest egg and watching me suffer. The divorce got really messy after that because once I started digging, I found out about a lot of spending I never knew about on her end. Apparently while I thought we were broke, she was making purchases and living a completely different financial reality than what she was presenting to me. Now here's where it gets complicated with our kids. They're older now and they've started asking me for money to help their mom out with various things. She's apparently having financial troubles and they want me to step in and help her. But I told my kids something that they didn't take well. I said I'm not responsible for their mother's financial issues and I'm not giving her money. They think I'm being cold and heartless, especially since she's struggling now. But here's my perspective: she had $50,000 hidden away during our marriage while she watched me work myself to death thinking we were poor. She made her financial choices then, and she can live with the consequences now. I'm not her safety net anymore, especially after what she put me through. My kids are upset with me and think I should help their mom because she's family and the mother of their children. They say I'm being petty and holding on to old grudges. But I don't see this as being petty. I see this as having boundaries and not enabling someone who already proved she's willing to deceive me about money. The whole experience taught me that someone can look you in the eye every day while you're suffering and know they have the power to help but choose not to. Why should I be her financial backup plan now when she clearly never considered me her partner when I needed support? Am I wrong for refusing to help her out, or do I have every right to protect myself from someone who already showed me who she really is? Story 4. My coworker won't stop confessing his love after I rejected him. So I'm in this really uncomfortable situation at work and I'm trying to figure out if I'd be wrong to escalate this to management. I'm 19, engaged to my fiancée who's 21, and I work at the campus cafeteria as a cashier. It's a pretty chill job. I mostly just make sure people's meal plan swipes go through and do homework during the quiet periods. But recently, one of my coworkers has made things incredibly awkward and I'm not sure how to handle it. This guy works as a dishwasher, and a few weeks ago he confessed his love for me over Snapchat. Like, full-on love confession. I immediately told him I was engaged and blocked him on social media because that seemed like the appropriate response, right? I figured that would be the end of it. Wrong. The next day at work, he approached me and confessed his feelings again, in person this time, even after I'd already told him I was engaged and clearly wasn't interested. I reminded him about my engagement and tried to keep things professional, but he just won't let it go. Now he keeps trying to start conversations with me during shifts, asking personal questions about my relationship, and making comments about how he could treat me better than my fiancée. It's gotten to the point where I dread going to work because I know he's going to corner me or make some inappropriate comment. The worst part is he started doing this stuff when other coworkers are around, which makes it even more uncomfortable for everyone. I've tried being direct with him, I've tried being polite but firm, and I've even started avoiding areas where he works, but nothing seems to get through to him. He acts like my rejection was just the opening move in some romantic comedy where he's supposed to keep pursuing me until I change my mind. But this isn't a movie, I'm engaged, I'm not interested, and his behavior is making my work environment hostile. Here's my dilemma: I'm considering reporting this to HR or management, but I'm worried about potential backlash. We're both part-time student workers, and I don't want to be seen as someone who can't handle workplace issues on her own. Plus, he hasn't technically done anything threatening or physically inappropriate, so I'm worried they might think I'm overreacting to what they see as harmless flirting. On the other hand, I shouldn't have to deal with constant romantic pursuit at my job, especially after making it crystal clear that I'm not interested and am committed to someone else. The fact that he won't respect my boundaries and keeps pushing after multiple rejections feels like harassment to me, even if it's not the aggressive kind you see in movies. My fiancé thinks I should definitely report it, and some of my friends agree, but others think I should try talking to him one more time before involving management. But honestly, how many times do I have to say no before it becomes his problem for not listening rather than my problem for not being clear enough? Would I be wrong to report this guy for basically refusing to accept rejection? If you enjoyed these stories, drop a comment telling me which one was your favorite. And if you want more relaxed Reddit readings, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, like, comment and subscribe for more relaxed Reddit readings.